Hi. Hey, good to see you, Dolly. Oh, catch up with myself a little bit here. What a busy day I've had. Oh, really trying hard to be mindful today. Actually, wasn't too hard. It's just a really interesting day. I'll tell you all about it as soon as we get those notifications to go out and more people wander in. Oh, something was tickling my foot and I couldn't figure out what it was. It's just a cloth that I normally have on my work table. Oh, I'm glad you're feeling much better. You have to be mindful today. Yeah. Hi, Tarot Task Backwards. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. Good to see you here. Oh, we were just talking about how this was a busy day. It's crazy because Monday's not too bad. Tuesday was off the wall for me, but that's just because it was payday. Hi, Jenny. Good to see you. It was payday for me. So I paid all my bills and had a bunch of deliveries come. Had to put all that away. And I wore myself out. All the excitement of the day. Yeah. I hope you all have had a really good day. And I'm glad to see you here. This final live stream for the 31-day mindfulness challenge. That last half, even though there was more to the tasks that we had to do, it went really, really fast. Your day is great now. Oh, and I'm glad. I am so happy to hear that. So very happy. Did it? I don't know. It seemed to me like, well, I got to look at all these cards twice. I looked at them every day with you guys. And then first I made all the videos. So I saw them all then. And that's before we even started. So strange energies, but productive. Ah, but you're crashing. Well, it's called chillax. Relax. It's like this channel is a great place to come and recharge. As you can tell, tonight I was feeling a little small. So I thought I'd do the giant mushroom background. I am being really silly. Can you tell I'm happy? Yeah, the energy has been all over the place. And it's not just like little energy all over the place, and it's not like going from to it's like everywhere in between too. But it seems like it's all at once. That reminds me of a story. Before we get started here, as part of our no, I'm going to use it for the Experience Nature card. I have a great story for you all about flow and the Experience Nature card. So what do you say we get started with this? Quickly go over the last of the cards. They were fun. I love the exercises as we started the second half with the mindful movie exercise. And the main thing I want to know from you guys, it even do high in 3.5 seconds. You got it. I mean, like screaming high. Oh, yeah. And my mind was I was all in the ego, full bore yesterday. And then I realized, whoa, I didn't have an appointment today. It's not until Thursday and Friday. And I thought it was Tuesday and Thursday. So I was happy. And then I got paid. I was like, yeah, the last 2 days have been great. Oh dear. So anyway, we have the mindful movie exercise. And I'm just curious to know, what movies did you guys watch to be mindful of? Or did you just happen to be, like at the movie theater or somewhere and realize that that was the perfect time to notice what your body is doing in certain points in movies? And I really want to add to that because it was in the last batch of cards, the music one. The main thing that sets everything in a movie is the music. Hey, Ron, welcome. Welcome, welcome. Hi, Mosshole. Good to see you. You binge watched the Fallout series on Amazon Prime. I loved it. I noticed that I laughed, cringed, tensed up, got grossed out, laughed some more. It was great for this exercise. I bet. I bet. Um, I had a hard time picking a movie for this one. So I picked one that I had to write a critique on in school when I was learning how to write movie scripts. This was I have to admit, this was a really hard exercise for me because when I watch a movie, I automatically go into rip it apart. How's that actor acting? Is this script believable? Oh, come on. The storyline would have never gone. You see what that's where my mind goes. Instead of paying attention to the movie. 50 Shades, anything from Jamie Dornan. Okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I read all the books too. I want you to know that particular series of books, because E.L. James was not a writer. The woman that wrote those, a lot of people would say, obviously. Anyway, she was a network executive. She never. It was written as uh, you know, novel for the Twilight series, and then it got turned around into the 50 Shades of Grey. And I thought, you know what? I love writing. I've done it for years and years and years. I have written manuals and letters and all in the business realm, but sales emails, letters, that kind of stuff. Lots of that. And I thought, you know what? If she can write a series, if she can write a book that will take off like that, I sure as hell can. But I want to go to school, because if I do have what happened to her happens to me, where some studio wants to buy your story, I will not sell it without being the one who writes the script, because they're not changing my story, whatever story that would be. So I went and got my master's degree in creative writing with a focus on writing scripts. So the movie exercise was hard for me. Hi, Teresa Levine. Um, so I went into one of them from school. I thought, okay, I am not a video game person, but this was fun doing this exercise without having to do it for school. I watched Wreck-It Ralph, the original cartoon Wreck-It Ralph. And I noticed, man, even in cartoons, as an adult, do you get triggered? And I think about that with all the Disney cartoons, the subliminal messages for adults. Come on. So yeah, it was great. Hi. Yes. Voyager. Okay, yeah. Star Trek. Um, I was in, I'm not going to tell you. I was in grade school when the original Star Trek came out, and I was not allowed to watch it. And it drove me nuts because I wanted to watch it so bad. Hi, Fatima. Blessings to you, my sweet girl. Uh, like Star Trek, you're still trying to disappear, and it's hard. Yeah, want to do the twinkle, 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 twinkle. Where are we? Come on, pull me out of here. Beam me out of here, Scotty. Oh, yeah. Anyway, the candle staring exercise was the next one. I love gazing into a flame. I can do that for hours and hours and hours, and I can see things in there like people do in crystal balls. So when I saw this one pop up, I got really excited. Really, really excited. You know, one of my favorite things to do if I'm camping is to just sit by the campfire and watch how the coals move as the air blows over them, how they change color, how they go from the powdery color then back to that glowing orangey color. So that was a really good exercise. That one was fun. That one was easy. The next one, I'm telling you guys to do this. I've been telling you guys to do this for 3 years now, 4 years, going on 4 years. Sit down in front of a mirror, take out a pen and paper, and write yourself a mindful love note. How many of you guys had a difficult time with this one? Not used to sitting and looking in the mirror and saying, oh, look at that eyebrow. You know, you're used to going, oh, your eyebrows aren't level. Or, you know, I was all ready to go a while ago. And I looked in the mirror and I had lipstick all across my teeth. I'm like, oh, Katie. And then it's like, I had lipstick across my, then it made me laugh. Because once you do this, you start playing the I love you tapes in your head every time you look in the mirror. And instead of the seeing in the mirror the things that you want to change, because believe you me, those things that you want to change, they're going to be there anyway. You don't have to remind yourself about it every time you look in the mirror. Right? And some of those things that you want to change, those are the things that make you special. That's what makes you you. Embrace your imperfections like I really truly do. My eyebrows, one is a little higher than the other one. So they have a lot of fun fitting my glasses because they think it's my eyes. But no, it's my eyebrows. It was cool when I had cancer and was going through chemo and I didn't have any hair because I didn't have any eyebrows. See? Mindfulness. Who says having chemo is cool? Yeah, I know. I told you. I'm crazy. Next one. Challenge your beliefs. I want to know what you guys did for this one. This is a tough one. It was a real hard one for me. I have to bring in politics. I found a YouTube channel that I normally would be one of the last ones I would ever go to watch. And I watched it for 20 minutes, and that's all I could handle. But I did learn a lot about how the other people think. How a lot of people don't even begin to, their minds don't begin to even go anywhere near where my mind goes. And there's nothing I can do or say to help them, to make them feel better, um, to support them. And it's frustrating for me. So I find myself, when I first started doing YouTube, I had a mouth of a trucker. And it depends on what we're talking about in the live stream. But since this one is going to be a permanent thing on my channel, I'm being a good girl tonight. But this one goes along with the love note and challenging your beliefs. Yeah, you spent the day trying to believe in the flat earth theory. Okay, I got you. I'll tell you what I watched for 20 minutes, and I couldn't take it anymore. I watched Steve Bannon. No comment. I tried. And you want to? I picked the complete total opposite of me. Anyway, well, the next one was watch your language, and that's not just cuss words. Yeah, I pretty much failed too. I went, yeah, this is why I don't go here. And it was hard to stay there for 20 minutes. You should have heard me yelling back at my phone. Yeah, I worked out a lot of frustrations in that, though. What can I say? Maybe if nothing else, that's what I was being mindful of, was how frustrated I was with how far from the spectrum our thinking are. Yeah, he's apocalyptic. He wants that. I grew up with a lot of people that were like that. They're all, just living for the rapture. Yeah, I kind of like it here. I'm not in any hurry for all that stuff to happen, if it hasn't already happened. We've had 5 extinctions. Just to say, one of them wasn't the apocalypse from Revelations. That's just my question. I'm not saying anything religion, Change your language. Mind what you say. Most of all, mind your tone. And if you find yourself wanting to complain, try to flip that negative attitude into, now what in this can I learn? What about this can I learn? Yeah, we can elevate it. I don't like it either. I try to spend not much time watching it or having much to do with it. I just watch enough to know to keep up with the stuff that's history. I was born in 1958. I've seen a lot of political history. And so this I've just been adding to the, you know, stuff that people watch, but they wouldn't let us watch it this time. Anyway, watch your language. Watch the tapes you play in your head about yourself. It goes back to the mindful love note. This first row is pretty powerful here. I've got my cards on the table all in a row. The next one, I loved this one. Olfactory. What smells? You focused on not saying, oh, I can't. Yeah. I find that a lot of the conjunctions, like shouldn't, wouldn't, couldn't, can't, won't, I try not to use any of those because they are all past tense. They are all blockers. Chocolate chip cookies from the oven. Woo! Yes. Oh, yeah. And Dolly focused on coffee and tangerines and Palo Santo. You know, Palo Santo, it's all over the place here in the Southwest. The tree grows here. So I love that stuff. Mm. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, well, I'll just come to your house, the Tarot Task. We're going to come to your house for chocolate chip cookies. It's interesting. Dolly, weren't you saying yesterday that you were craving chocolate chip cookies? Your coffee. Okay. Oh, blackberry tourmaline dupré. Ah, patchouli. Yeah. I thought you said that. Hmm. I just love how the universe provides, don't you? And you know what? When you're got an art project you're working on and you can't really afford the supplies, so you go ahead and get what you can afford and you figure out a way to make it work, right? Well, I don't know, you remember me talking about I bought 3 pounds of crushed mirror, right? Look what I did to the crushed mirror. I am an alchemist. I turned it into copper. Oh my God, I'm being silly. But this is the best one. I turned glass into gold. That was my graduation project. No, I couldn't afford to buy all these colors. And then I happened to be watching one of the resin artists on YouTube. Glitz and Glitter by Michelle. She's very good. Does a lot with glitter and this kind of stuff. And she had a whole video on how to make it. It's so easy. It's just alcohol ink dropped into a paper cup of the glass, and you stir it in, pour it out on a paper towel, and let it dry. That's it. The only problem with it is you cannot like put it in your resin and then stir it in because the alcohol ink will come off into the resin. But you can like put it in the center if you're making a geode, and then pour your resin on the top of it, and yeah. So I was like, yes, this is fun. Yeah, I can't wait to see what I'm going to do with this class too. I have an exercise. My dear friend Dolly gave me a mold for Christmas for a moon calendar, and it's a dial. There's a dial for the date and a dial for the day. And I thought, some of this colored glass would be really pretty in that. It just depends. It's pretty thin, so some of this glass is thick. But that'll be fun. Shepherd, hi girl, how are ya? Blessed Beltane, everybody. Happy May Day. I have a house full of food and a bunch of new resin supplies. Anyway, so guess what I am? Filled with gratitude. The mindful gratitude exercise. This was one of my absolute favorites. This one and the one after it. Feeling gratitude and not expressing it is like wrapping a present and not giving it. That's a quote by William Arthur Ward. That echoes in my head. I am so grateful for everything I have. It was a struggle to hang on to it, but I still have it, and it's getting easier. And I am grateful because I got you guys. All of you. I love you all so much. It's so cool you being here. Oh, Kat. Have you come down from your trip yet? Oh, that sounded weird while I'm in mushroom land. Have you come down from your vacation? Yeah, well, that could be this too. Um, have you had a has life kind of evened out since you got back from Red Rocks? There we go. I I know you had the best time. I am so glad for you. This one is my favorite one of the whole thing. And it's really interesting because it's Anonymous's mask. Secret virtue. You really, that is so hard to see. Secret virtue. This card is do a random act of kindness anonymously. Trying to think, what did I do? Random act of kindness anonymously. I think I gave some, I donated some money. Oh, I never, ever donate money to any political campaign because I think all money should be out of politics, not just big money, all money out of politics. Anyway, um, so I don't usually do that. But here in Arizona, things have gotten so crazy that I had to donate some money to the man that's running against Kerry Lake. I had to donate some money to his campaign. And that was now it's not a secret anymore, but I never do that. And that was my kind thing to do from my state, where I was born, where my grandfather was a pioneer. I'm not going to let the likes of these people tear it apart. Just not going to do it. Because you know why? I'm playing the M&M game. This one was so much fun. What'd you do? You walked up to all your yeah, she walked up to all her neighbors' garage bins or garbage bins from the street, put them in back into their yards, and did most of the block. Now think about this, you guys. She's got one arm she can't use right now. That's a pretty awesome thing to do, Dolly. That's so cool. I'm sorry, Dolly, you didn't get to go. It's fun to have an experience like that. I'm trying to think, who was the last? I used to work at a resort here that a lot of celebrities stayed at. So it's hard for me to say who was the last one that I saw, but I was seeing them in their real life, not their performing life. Um, hmm. Anyway, the M&M game goes back to the movie exercise. You could have done the two of these together because for every red M&M, you were to say one thing that makes you happy. For every blue one, say one thing that makes you sad. For every green one, say one thing that makes you angry. And for every yellow one, say one thing that makes you excited. And for every orange one, say one good choice you made today. You had Skittles instead of M&Ms. I was thinking of, it was really interesting because when I made the video that went with this card, my first question was, well, what if people, what if they're vegan and they don't do milk chocolate and they do Skittles instead? And then you had the idea, well, you can substitute the colors, you know? You can make it work. Only one I think that really wouldn't work would be like one of the ones that are like the berry ones that only have 2 or 3 colors. kind of shortens the exercise just a pinch. And I thought that it was really appropriate that was a candy game. candy exercise, and the next day was mindful brushing. Did you guys pick up on that? That made me laugh so hard when I was making the videos. It was like, oh yeah, eat M&Ms, and then the next day, be very careful how you brush your teeth. Pay attention to the things like that you do, like brushing your teeth. Um, we do so much by just putting one foot in front of the other because that's how we've always done it. And we don't think maybe there's a better way or maybe a different way might shake things up, make things a little more interesting. We just do our stuff. Like me, I was like, I had to get the food put away because then I knew Amazon was coming. And then Amazon, 4 hours later, shows up. But I got the food put away. Oh, yeah, and something really interesting happened there. I get a message that they didn't have, I got frozen cod that wasn't breaded. I'm trying to be a good girl. And I got a message that that was the only thing that they didn't have in stock. And I was like, oh, bummer. Oh, well, that's okay. I'll survive because I have salmon and other stuff in my freezer. The guy shows up and there's 2 bags of food that wasn't mine. So I call him and give it back to him. He's like, oh. He's like, no. He said, Walmart puts it in a box for us. We put the box in our car. It's in your box. Walmart gave it to you. Enjoy. It was a bag of breaded frozen cod. It just blew my mind. Breaded frozen cod and Edwards chocolate cream pie. Bluebell ice cream, mini ice cream sandwiches. Some chimichangas, frozen, and some red robin. I love these things. Red robin onion rings. So that's how my day started. It was like, wow, that was probably $15-20 worth of food right there that I didn't have. I was like, okay, thank you. He's like, Walmart put it there. It's Walmart's mistake. You take. His name was Francisco and he didn't speak very good English. Luckily, I speak enough Spanish. We communicated just fine. Yeah. So that's how my day started. It was great. Well, my day started with, I got to sleep in and that was really nice. I don't do that very often. So, next one. Soon as this card popped up, the first person I thought of was Miss Dolly, Miss Wolf Girl Oracle there, because I don't know if you guys know about her. She's really good at this. Mindful shadow boxing. Great exercise. Paired with simple footwork and steady breathing, shadow boxing becomes an excellent vehicle for mindful exercise. When you were doing your martial arts stuff, Dolly, was that a thing that you actually did? Was shadow boxing? Because I know boxers. I can remember, who was it? I think it was Mike Tyson. It's either Mike Tyson or George Foreman, one or the other, talking about shadow boxing. No, I know you're not, but I meant. Well, you could do it with your fingers. Box with your fingers. Oh, no, I meant, when you were doing the martial arts. Did you do that? It's kind of hard to do it one-armed. You can. Hey, boxing, you can punch with one hand. My ex-husband was really good at that. He could knock his best buddy out. He was 6'4" in one punch. One punch. Yeah. That's the day you turned it into Dancing with Ruben. Oh, that's much better than shadow boxing. But you know what? awesome mindful exercise. I was actually doing that a while ago. I was listening to the Blue Chip Orchestra, and I had that album playing. Um, what's the name of that album? Let me look that up for you guys right quick. Since you were looking them up yesterday, I was going to tell you what's the name of this album. Red Sky Beat is the name of it. And it has blurry Native American dancer on the front of it. Oh, I love this music. I wish I could play it in the background. I don't know what it is about it. It strikes a great primal beat. Um, so I'm the next dude. Did you guys ever watch? Was that on the Animal Planet, the show about the meerkats? I giggled when I saw this card. It's so good. Because these little dudes, if you think about it, they don't act mindful at all. They're running around like crazy things. Dig, 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 dig. Find a bug, eat it, go on to the next one. Argue with each other, you know. Oh, good night, Fatima. You have a blessed night too, sweet lady. I'm so glad you're here. There will be more, you watch the replays. Thank you, sweet, sweet lady. Yeah. Meerkat Manor. That's it. Yeah. And Sean Astin was the narrator. I was so addicted to that show. As a matter of fact, when I got rid of my cable and my uh, satellite dish and went to streaming, I was so bummed because I wasn't going to get to watch all those shows. Anyway, what I liked most about this card was it was a do it right now card. Pay attention to your breathing. Most important thing about paying attention to your breathing, it's not just to assist you in meditation. It's the most grounding thing you can do. Right, Jenny? Oxygen is a natural painkiller. It's a natural relaxer. That's why they hook you up, paramedics. That's why the first thing they do is stick a cannula in your nose with oxygen going. Calms you down and helps cut through the pain. I only know that because I actually asked that one time. It was like, I'm not having any problems breathing. It was last year when I hurt my back. I'm not having problems breathing. And the girl was like, oh, well, we always give you oxygen. Burke! Hey, oh my gosh, it's so good to see you. My brother. Yeah, that's the reason. She says the reason we always, unless, you refuse it, she says that's why we always give everybody oxygen, is it helps to calm you. And if you're in pain, that's the first thing before we ever give you a painkiller. Increase the level of oxygen. Makes sense to me. Oh my goodness. So the most important thing about this, and the do it now, is to teach you that before you react to someone or something that you don't agree with, or maybe a stressful just thing that happens out of the blue to you, take a breath, because you don't want to react. You want to act, and you cannot act till you take in the moment. How can a hunter go after a deer without taking a lay of the land to know whether he's going to be going off of a cliff or not if he runs down that hill after the deer, if he shoots it? Is that a metaphor? That's an interesting metaphor that just popped in my head because I'm not a hunter. But the next card is the one that I want to talk to you about the most out of all of these cards. And that's the experience nature card. This card told you to go outside if you can and just be. Breathe Listen to the sounds around you. What ones make you smile? I have a bird here. It's a wren that, oh my God, this isn't my story, but he just popped in my head. This bird, if he's outside my window to start my morning, it always makes my morning great because his song sounds like a woman laughing hysterically. You'll hear it sometimes if you watch videos of things going on in the desert Southwest. You'll hear this bird that sounds like somebody laughing in the background. Oh, it's funny. It's so funny. I call him the giggly bird. I know it's a wren. But anyway, it's either a Reels on Instagram or a short on YouTube. I watch a lot of both. There was one about a free diver in the water with a humpback whale. And it was a pod of humpback whales, and there was more than one of these divers. And he said the whale was about 20, 30 feet away. That's all. And the whale was watching them with his eye. He said you could tell that eye on you. You could feel that eye on you. It pierced you. He said, and then the whale started to sing. And the vibration in the water was so intense going through his body that he couldn't get to the surface fast enough. He was struggling to catch his breath because as he broke the surface of the water, he realized that the seawater was still rushing down his face. He was sobbing because he felt all the emotion he had in his body all at once. And that's what that whale's vibration triggered. And I went, oh my God, that's what it means to be in and use flow. That was my experience nature. I couldn't believe it that it happened on the day of that card that I popped up in the short. I'm always watching those things. They're entertaining. So that's my message for you to experience nature. Best way to experience nature is take your shoes off, go stand in a creek or a river, on your grass, in the mud, in your garden, Robert, in your beautiful garden, and just stand there. Listen to the birds, listen to the wind, listen to the sounds of the tree leaves, and just connect to the ground. You will sleep like a rock that night. And it's because we are separated from the earth by our synthetic world, our world of rubber, nylon, concrete, asphalt. Even though asphalt and concrete come from the earth, they block the energy that's coming up from the earth that our tribal peoples, our ancestors connected to. That's why the Native American in the hunting group, there might be 10 guys hunting, and each one of them will see a track of, say they're hunting a herd of deer. We'll see a herd, oh, sorry, Spirit just said no, pronghorn antelope. Okay, see the footprints of several pronghorn antelope. Each brave will see one path of one beast, one antelope, because that is the antelope that has chosen to give its life for sustenance for the brave's family. And the brave sees that. Those feet glow. We don't have that connection anymore. So take your shoes off. Enjoy outside, you know? I now, with my osteoporosis, have been told not to go barefooted anymore, considering I broke my foot because of osteoporosis, and that is driving me nuts. I hate it. I hate it because I'm a barefoot girl. This brings us to today. Oh, and I took my rubber band off. I was going to go grab it. The touch point. I love this dog. Even so funny. This brings us to today. The touch point. It's something that you do often, you know? Like me, I'm always pushing my glasses up. Or I'm wiping my nose. Or I'm, just little things that you do that you do on automatic pilot instead of, making a consorted, conscious effort. But at the same time, stop what you're doing and notice your surroundings. So every time I needed to push my glasses up, I had to stop and look around me and take notice of my surroundings. I thought that was kind of an interesting thing. So to make sure that I paid attention to my surroundings, every time I pushed up my glasses, I had a rubber band around my wrist and I snapped the rubber band. It works. It works. You get really tired of snapping your rubber. It hurts after a whole day of doing that. But the most important card, that along with the secret virtue and the gratitude. Hey, all of these things are so awesome, but this one, the final one, is so important. The good posture challenge. When you walk into a room, like I said in the video, it's so important. You put out your first impression when you walk into a room. Now, I don't give a rip what my first impression is to a lot of people. But there might be one person in the room, it might matter to me, So every time I walk into a room, whether it's one I'm familiar with or not, and there's other people in that room, I walk into the room like, hi guys, nice of you to be waiting for me. And I have so much fun when I go. I've been going to occupational therapy for forever. Look at this. Can you believe that? Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. I can almost touch my little finger down at the base. And this is finally turning into a wrist. But I go there twice a week. But every time I go there, it's like the first time I'm there and I'm like, hey guys, I'm here now. I've made friends there because of it. So when you have that kind of a positive attitude that flows in the room after you, I can tell you where I learned that from. When I had cancer, my oncologist, and I was going through chemotherapy, I had to see her like every 3 weeks, every 2-3 weeks. And because I had a lot of problems. I was hospitalized twice when I was on chemotherapy. Anyway, she, every time she'd walk in the room, she was like, this burst of sunshine just came in. And, perfect to do that kind of work where you're constantly dealing with patients that you don't really know if they're going to for sure survive or not. I mean, what a path. What a chosen path to be an oncologist. She ended up retiring and moving to Mexico where she could do research. But anyway, yeah, that her attitude when she came in the room has been something I try to achieve every time I'm out in public. And I usually find it can be very attracting to Karens because they read it like I'm somebody who is a challenge. And all I'm doing is just being confident in myself because I don't give a shit what anybody else thinks anymore. Truth or Consequences is a crazy name for a town. Well, hey, you know what it's really close to? Las Vegas. There's some really interesting names in the towns in New Mexico. Besides Roswell and Carlsbad and Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Those are, I mean, only really places that you hear about in New Mexico. But as Robert knows, Mr. from Roswell, and you notice I don't say Roswell. My family would slap me if I called it Roswell. Hey, Queen Kaylin. I have cousins that live there, so. Uh, I think I used to think Arizona had really horrible town names because of all the Native American names. And we also have the Spanish names too. Oregon, it's the same thing. All the Native American names are hard. And that's because we tried to squish it down. Yep. Robert grew up in Roswell. He's a wandering soul. He's not there anymore. I hope everybody is doing well. This has been really fun. Kaylin, it's good to see you here. So, you guys, what did you think of this challenge? Did you, I'm just curious. Um, I thought it was a blast. And like I said, and I got to do it twice. There is, after the last live stream, I went ahead and made the playlist live for you guys. I went ahead and released it because it wasn't going to put up the ones that hadn't happened yet because they were scheduled. So I was only putting up the ones that were available. So the playlist is there. It is complete. If you are here and you didn't get a chance to do this, I highly recommend it. It's not hard. It's stuff you can do, and you can do it right in front of somebody and they don't even know what you're doing. It's fun. Um, it teaches you so much about yourself. That's the thing that I really enjoyed about this. And it's all positive stuff. It's not looking at shadow work or, um, look at your life. Be mindful of the simple things. They're the things that matter, not the who's going to get elected and if he gets elected, what will happen and blah, 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 blah. I am so tired of hearing the same stuff from the talking heads over and over for 10 years. The story just changes a little bit. It's like, same story, different day anymore. And that's bad because then I'm getting complacent, but I'm not. I'm focusing on my light, shining my light. I know what I have to do to make a better world. And I'm doing it right here with you guys. And I am so blessed to live in a country where I can do that. And you can come here and participate, and we can do this together. That is the number one thing that I am mindful and grateful for, is that I was born in the United States of America. I don't care what era you were born in, whether you're a boomer, a Zer, an Xer, doesn't matter, you know. Oh, wow, you got to meet people from the band? Oh, girl, you had a good time. Awesome. You met the little girl who bought the Maria doll? by a Ukrainian artist. You know what? I gotta do this. My favorite colors that, oh, let's do the moon. Let's do the mermaid's eyes. My favorite colors that I do in my resin work, now that we've kind of talked about the challenge a little, I'm going to go back to resin, are these. See this blue? But it's also green. Chameleon colors. That one is called Mermaid. Oh, sorry. Merry Dancers. This one is Peacock Blue. And look at this. Whoop. Look at that. Purple. And then it goes to a cobalt blue. Guess where they come from? And I'm so proud. I bought all the colors that they had. They come from Ukraine. On the box it says, proud product of Ukraine. They're compared to my other ones, the cheaper ones that I have, there's no comparison. Here, let me see if I can find some colors that are similar to kind of show you. This is a kind of copper, goldy copper color. It's hard because the color change is fun. I love the color shift stuff. Now this is called Carmine Red, and this is one of the Ukraine chameleon powders. Isn't that a pretty red? But yeah, it's purple. There's a purple sheen in there. And this is the same, similar in the cheaper ones that I have. See, there's no comparison in the color. And look at that. They don't even look the same. Anyway, they're beautiful colors, so I am proud to use them. I'm happy to use them, and it makes me glad to send my money there. Oh, there's a Ukrainian artist on Etsy that made dolls of Maria and Kai from Heilig. Oh, cool. Yeah, it's like a pearl dust in your car's paint. Here, this is what's probably similar to what's in your car's paint. It's called diamond dust, and it is so holographic and so fine. It's very, 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 very fine powder. When I open it, it goes poof, and it's like little diamonds are in the air for a long time afterwards. So I'm really careful to try to not breathe that. When I'm doing my resin, I should show you my fun. So you guys don't ever have to worry about me. Because this is what I am using. And this is why I don't talk in my videos that are resin. Okay? I PPE it up. Especially now, I'm going to try playing around with polyurethane because it sets in 10 minutes. I would have lots of fun with that. I don't have to wait. No, not holographic. The base coat, oh, is a gray. Is a hematite gray. And if you look close, there's little tiny flecks of blue and green. Ooh, that sounds pretty. That sounds really pretty. I love it. Hey, Darth Vader. Yeah. So, and just in case you're listening, my dear sweet Synchrony, hey, Stony Baker. Hi. Thank you once again, my sweet Sin, for your gracious, generous gift. Oh my gosh. I don't know where to start there. But we also have an agreement. I'm making a project for her, so it's fun. You guys want me to make a resin project for you? You can send me an email. Shoot me an email. We'll talk what you want. I have lots of resin. I mean, lots of molds. Today I got spheres. And the molds will not make a seam in the sphere. They will be smooth and round. I won't have to sand them. That's the only reason I haven't made them yet. Made any spheres yet. So it's good to see you, Stony Baker. So you guys, I want to toast to my mindfulness friends and family. Thank you all for being here with me. I'm going to pull a Happier Me card for you. You can use duct tape. Well, I got resin tape if you need some. I actually had to use it to pack a box to send back to Amazon yesterday. Anyway, that was the other thing that happened today. They sent me, my bread maker didn't work. So they sent me a new bread maker. And I sent the other one back. And they sent me a refund. So I got a new bread maker and I got my money back too. This is how my day's been today. Manifesting, baby. Manifesting. It's been a great day. Oh, thank you, Dolly. It's been a fun exercise. And to you all, I love you so much. Mmm. Mmm. How does that taste and how does that smell? Good, it's fizzy. It's fizzy. Anyway, I'm being silly. Yes, it's a Mike's Hard Black Cherry. I had to read and see what it was. It's a Mike's Hard Black Cherry. I seldom drink anything, so I haven't even done half of one. And then fine. Let's get a Happier Me card for you all. I love these cards. Affirmation cards. Let's see what we need to know. I've been so honored to have you guys do this exercise with me, do this whole challenge. It's been a lot of fun. Thank you very much for being here. You're drinking pineapple strawberry sparkling water. Ooh, that sounds great. I would be sticking some frozen pineapple and strawberries in that sparkling water. Is that how you made it? I have a pitcher that's a water infuser like that, and I use it all summer long. I love it. So, here we go. What did we get? Oh, I like this. I embrace the rhythm of life and let it unfold. Whenever you feel overwhelmed, take 3 deep breaths and calmly repeat this affirmation. Try also looking into a mirror. Oh my goodness, does that tie together what we just were talking about? You actually have grapes in the water? I'm not big on ice. I don't even have ice cube trays, but I buy grapes all summer long and keep them frozen in the freezer for ice cubes because they don't melt and dilute your drink. I'm not a big ice fan. I love stuff ice cold. Don't get me wrong. It's just the ice melts and yeah. Anyway, this card. I embrace the rhythm of life and let it unfold. Tell yourself that over and over and over. I embrace the rhythm of life and let it unfold. Oh, you're drinking a Faygo root beer. Yum. I like the Faygo pineapple. Those are good. My mom and I used to do the strawberry. And we would put, instead of making root beer floats, make a strawberry float. Oh, goodness me. So good. We used to do that on Saturday afternoons and have popcorn and watch old movies. I wonder how old we are before we feel the rhythm of life. 30, 40? Oh, good question. I think I was 4, but that's a long story. I was 4 years old at the Grand Canyon. Yeah. I listened today to the Navajo Traditional Teachings YouTube channel. talk about how the Grand Canyon, their teachings, the Navajo teachings on how the Grand Canyon was formed. It was formed in a battle of good against evil, a good beast against a bad beast. And the good beast won, and the only way he didn't kill the bad beast was if the bad beast promised to change and only teach good things to all peoples. Isn't that a cool story? That's how the Grand Canyon was formed. I think that's so cool. Um, they also have, you know how the stars got in the sky? Coyote had a fine blanket, fine woven wool blanket, native blue dark background with beautiful white spots all over. Coyote was cold. Coyote wanted to sleep. So Coyote shook his blanket, took it by the corners, and gave it a big shake because the cold, dark night was getting to him. All the white spots came off of the blanket and went up into the sky, forming the stars, so he could see and not be afraid or be in danger all night long. That's how the stars got in the sky. That's how the cosmos was formed, from a blanket from a coyote. I love that one. I used to have a book. I don't know, it's around this house somewhere, of Native American folk tales like that. And they're powerful. It's where Bigfoot comes from. And you know, those things, they have those stories for a reason. You know, I want to go to Colorado and visit Robert and go bigfooting, and then I want to go see Stony and go to the Olympic National Forest and really do the real Bigfooting. Olympic National Park. We almost moved there when I was a kid. Are my hands in part? Look, Stony. Look at this. I can make a fist. I'm shuffling cards. I can almost touch right here like this. I can almost get there. I only have 3 more occupational therapy appointments to go and I'm released. So everything's working good. And tomorrow I get to see the doctor about my foot, which I know is healed. I've been running around for the last 3 days without any shoes on, walking all normal. And normally I was real careful how I was walking. No boot, no nothing. And my foot's fine. It's a little tired at night because I've been trying to stay off of it, but I just been going at life like nothing was wrong. It was a year ago that I hurt my back, May 15th, which is my mom's birthday. By the way, Stony Baker, if I don't get to see you in between, which Monday morning, if you're awake, I'm there every Monday. I'm here live every Monday morning. Happy birthday to you, mister, on the 11th. Ooh, his birthday is on a sacred number. That's cool. Yep. He's going to be the same age as me, 66. We should do a birthday show together, even though our birthdays are a few months apart. Well, Dolly, I love you, sweetheart. You had a busy day. Time to put Ruben to bed. He's making his I want to go to sleep noise. Oh, man, he was sure talking this morning. He was laughing and having a great time. That was so funny. I called her and we were talking on the phone, and Ruben was just having a blast. He's such a cool bird. Anyway, love you too, Dolly. I need to close this out anyway because it's dinner time for me. I'm hungry and I have a house full of food. I don't know what to do. I love it when the groceries are just delivered that day and you have so many choices. You guys, thank you so much for doing this with me. I appreciate you all so much. I will see you Monday morning. And for my live stream, in the meantime, Dolly, Wolf Girl Oracle, tomorrow, 8 o'clock Pacific time. And trying to think. Oh, and then of course we have our videos that we put out. I do my Saturday thing that'll be out. I actually will do that on Saturday. So there's always something on this channel. And if you're in the chat, I know you subscribe. So cool. It's good to see you all. Thank you for being here, everybody. Um, I really, really do appreciate you. And I thank you. Thank you for being here. Bye-bye now.